Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato Sama Sambuddhassa. Today, the story of Venerable Sivali. Last time, we were talking about Khadira Vaniya Revadathera story. Venerable Sariputta's youngest brother. He stayed in Acacia's forest. There's no village, no cities. When the Buddha and 500 bhikkhus went to his place, then they went to his place with the support of Sivali's punya. Sivali is also one of the 500 bhikkhus. That is why the many Deva offer the accommodations and necessary requisites for Bhikkhu Sangha. Is it? That is why Sivali is also here in this story. Yo man balibatan dukhan sansara moha mejaga teino baragato jayi anijo agathangati Anubadaya nebuto dhammabhumi vyamana. Ajam bogo di raga tiudo bego lagao, kileta tiudo atwakheti khiko lagao, tandara hudo akukheti tamodra go lagao, moha tiudo amai mango lagao, lomyao bi. Oga leba go kumyao bi phye nibbhan tiudo kantabeto yao yi. Kileta rogo shomyai le shi I Tana ken yue dolo tweto mu meshi Aswe alan ken yue nyin e I Thobogo go pyamana hu nga phaya ho I He who having traversed his Miri, this Miri perilous and delusive round of existence, has crossed over and reached the other shore, who is meditative, calm, free from doubt, and clinging to nothing, has attained to Nibbana. Him do I call a holy man. This Dhammadesana was given by the Buddha when he was living in, Konda Dana forest monastery in Konda Kolya country, with the reference to Venerable Venerable Sivali Thera. Venerable Sivali Thera, he is one of the Buddha's great disciples. He is the one who is the most excellent in the gain. He has a lot of gain in the Buddha's dispensation. Then Venerable Sivali Thera is the most excellent one who among those who have a lot of gain in the Buddha's dispensation. Then he fulfilled the 10 paramis for 100,000 cycles since Padumodra Buddha times. During the Buddha times, he was a layman. Then he also met the Buddha. Then he also saw one bhikkhu, like the Venerable Sivali. He had a lot of gain because of this reason. Even the Buddha and Bhikkhu Sangha also rely on this bhikkhu's gain. Then he admired this bhikkhu and he also accumulated a lot of kusala under the Buddha guidance. Then he prays to become like such bhikkhus in the future. Then the Buddha also gave the definite propensity, niyata vyadita. After 100,000 world cycles later, then Gautama Buddha will appear. At that time, you can become the bhikkhu who is the one who is the most excellent and gained among his disciples, like this. Is it? Then since this time, he fulfilled the 10 paramis. In this stanza here, you see, Sopa Wasa is his mother, one of the princes from Korea country, like the Nepal countries now, before. Then Sivali, he took Patisandi in his mother's womb for 7 years, 7 months and 7 days. How many years? 7 years, 7 months and 7 days. Very long in mother's womb. Then the last 7 days, then his mother wanted to give birth the baby, but he was crossing the mouth of his mother's womb without coming out from mother's womb for 7 days. Is it? Then his mother felt a lot of suffering. She thought to herself, I am going to die before without giving the baby, giving birth the baby. At that time, she remembers the Buddha. Then what she remember? How she remember? Sammasa Buddha Vada So Bhagawa Yo Imasa Eva Rupasa Dogasa Pahanaya Dhammandesiti. Or the Buddha, this is our Buddha, The Buddha gave the Dhamma talk to escape from such kinds of suffering. If they practice the Dhamma and they realize Nibbana, they will not experience such kinds of suffering. Is it? That is when the Buddha preached the Dhamma to escape from such kinds of suffering, then he remembered the Buddha. In the same way, Sobhatipano Vata Tassa Bhagavato Savaka Sangho Yo Imasa Eva Rupasa Dukkasa Pahanaya Patipano. There are also the Buddha's disciples who practice the Dhamma properly. Why? They practice the Buddha's Dhamma to escape from such kinds of suffering. What I am experiencing. They practice the Buddha's Dhamma to escape from such kinds of suffering. Suzukan Vata Tan Nibbana Yadidan Eva Rupan Dukkan Nasamvisati. Nibbana is the greatest happiness, peacefulness. Why? There is no such kinds of suffering in Nibbana. She remember Buddha, the Dhamma Sangha and Nibbana. Is it? Then at that time, she thought she is going to die without giving birth the baby. Then she asked her husbands to go to the Buddha to invite, to also inform her conditions. Then I am going to die with this condition. Then before death moment, I want to offer the food to the Buddha. Please go and invite. Then she sent her husbands to the Buddha. Then her husband, her husband also went to the Buddha and informed the Buddha, Bande, Sobawasa, Sobawasa, my wife, this one's a princess, Sobawasa, is experiencing suffering without giving birth the baby. Then at that time, the Buddha also prayed for her. Sukhi ni ho tu Sobawasa Koliya Dita Arogo Arokam Bogdan Vichayatu. May Sobawasa be happy, be healthy. May she be able to give birth the baby as soon as possible. Or when the Buddha pray for the Sobawasa, then as soon as the Buddha prayed for the Sobawasa, then she also gave birth the baby. Is it? Then at that time, okay, they feel very comfortable. Then this is who? Sivali Thera. Sivali Thera's me. Okay, then I am not going to die now. Then we invite the Buddhas for, birthday ceremony or birthday ceremony of my son. No, not for death, only just for birthday of my sons. Is it? They invited the Buddha and Bhikkhu Sanghas to their house, their royal palace. In this offering ceremony, Sivali already gave sharing marriage with the water. Why? Already 7 years, 7 months, and 7 days. Is it? As soon as he was born, next day then he shared marriage together with his family. Then after 7 days, they offered the Buddha and Bhikkhu, they offered anspu to Buddha and Bhikkhu Sanghas for 7 days. Then the last day of the offering ceremony in their royal palace, then Venerable Sariputta asked the baby me already 7 years old, he can speak very well, is it? As soon as he was born, he can speak and he can do everything. He can go anywhere, even he can play football, is it? Then what happened? Venerable Sariputta reminded this baby, Sivali. Then at that time they already gave her the Sivali, is it? They already gave his name as a Sivali. Sivali, you experience very dukkha in mother's womb. Then you should ordain to escape from such kinds of suffering. Then when Venerable Sariputta and the Sivali are discussing each other, at that time, his mother also came to this place. Bande, what are you discussing each other? Then I am encouraging your sons to ordain. Now, since you have such kinds of very suffering, very dukkha in mother's womb, then you should try to escape from such kinds of suffering. Then you should ordain. I am encouraging him. Then at that time he also says, if my mother allows to ordain, I will ordain, he also said. Then his mother also happy. Yes, okay, if you wish to ordain, we will allow you to be ordained. Then he ordained, is it? He ordained as a Samanera. Then Venerable Sariputta also taught to reflect on the 32 parts of the body, Tacha Panchaka meditation, Kesa, Loma, Naka, Danda, Teso, as usual. Is it? With this reflection of 32 parts of the body meditation, many became Arahanta. Now also the same, Venerable Sariputta taught to reflect the part of the body as repulsiveness, Then when he was shaving the Sivali's hair, then the first time he shaved his hair, then he became Sotapanna. When he reflected, then Venerable Sariputta also said, Sivali, since you have many, you have experienced a lot of suffering in mother's womb, then I don't need to give any other order. You reflect on your suffering. When I am shaving, yes, Bhante, no problem, I will reflect myself, I understand. You shave. At that time they shave only just the first time, then become Sotapanna. Then another times become Sagatagami. Then the third times become Anagami. Then at the end of the shaving his hair, then he became Arhanta together with Patisambhita Mega. Is it? Then many bhikkhu say this one. You see, Sivali. Okay, this one. Okay, this stanza. Sivali. Why Venerable Sivali? He will become Arhanta in this very life. Why he have such kinds of suffering? You know, he stayed in mother's womb for 7 years, 7 months and 7 days. How do you say? Then he also experienced such suffering in mother's womb. What is the reason? Then Kena Niri Pichi. Why? They also understand Sivali's story. He also fell in the Avizi hell before. What is the reason? Then he is the most excellent one in those who have gained. Why? What is the consequence of what is the result of past karma? What is his past karma to produce such kinds of result? They are having conversation. At that times, the Buddha went and gave this stanza also. Is it? Then the Buddha explains the story of his past karma. Is it? His past karma. Okay, when he was fulfilling the 10 paramis to become great disciple of the Buddha, since Brahmottara Buddha times, then 191 world cycles ago, Vipassi Buddha appeared in the world. At that times, you know, Vipassi Buddhas, also from royal family, his father is the king of the Ketumati country, Ketumati city. At that times, Sivali to be became a human being in one village nearby the Ketumati city. Is it? Then one day, the king and the citizen invited the Buddha and 68,000 Bhikkhu Sanghas to their Ketumati city. Then according to his father's invitation, Vipassi Buddha and 68,000 Bhikkhu also came to these cities. At that time, the king and his followers offered the alms food to the Buddha and Bhikkhu Sangha. Then he also asked the citizens from the countries to offer the alms food to the Buddha. Then the people from the city also prepared the foods to offer to the Buddha and Bhikkhu Sangha, according to the king's encouragement. Then after preparing, then one day, okay, the king offered the alms food to Bhikkhu Sangha, Buddha and Bhikkhu Sangha. And next day, the people from the cities offer alms food to Buddha and Bhikkhu Sangha. Then after preparing the food for Buddha and Bhikkhu Sangha, the people from the city informed the king. At that time, the king go and watch, go and observe how they prepared. Then the people from the cities prepare the good food, okay, for the Buddha and Bhikkhu Sangha. They prepare, they arrange better than the king yesterday. Then after having this, okay, next day, the king tent in royal palace. Then the king also, we also need to arrange better foods than the people from the city. Then they also provide good foods for Buddha and Bhikkhu Sangha next day. Then their management is better than the citizens, is it? Then the people from the city also, next day they also invite the Buddha alternately. Then they also prepare better foods than the king. In this way they are competing each other. Is it? They offer better foods to the Buddha. Oh, today is better than yesterday. Oh, today is better than yesterday. Then nobody can win and nobody can lose. Is it? Then what happened? The sixth day is after 6 days offering, the people from the cities, they will offer the alms food to the Buddha and Bhikkhu Sangha. Then we will provide the best food, better than the king today. Then if we do the offering ceremony in our cities, we cannot say there's nothing. Everything is there. Okay, we have everything here. Only one thing is not there. Nobody can say. Then we should prepare all foods here. They discuss in this way each other. At that time, okay, they prepare everything. Whatever they want, okay, they can. You want to eat make rice, okay, there. You want to eat what? Dhammapada, it's also there. You want to eat something, you want to get something from there, okay, you can get. Only one thing, fresh honey, there's no fresh honey, but cooked honey is there, but no fresh honey there. That is why they prepare to find the fresh honeys for this offering ceremony. Then they gave 4,000 pieces of money to each person. One person go to the city's gate, east city's gate, one the other gate. In this way, 4 persons. They gave 1,000 pieces of money to buy the fresh honey. At that time, the Sivali to be, he was also a man in village. That time, he went to one village to meet the head of the village man, bringing some the gift. Is it get me one like the sugar, cane, etc. Then on the way to the village, then he also found one, the honeycomb with the flies. Then he drive away all honeys. He drive the flies away from the honeycomb. Then after that, taking the honeycomb with a stick, then he also went to the village. At that time, then the man who is searching for the fresh honey, he saw the man with the honeycomb. Then at that time he asked and inquired, can you sell this honey to me? No, this is not for sale. This is to give to the village headman. At that time, no, please sell this one to me. Then I will give you $1. Okay, $1 at that time. Actually, this one is it will cost only about quarter of the money, is it? But he gave $1, one money. Then maybe he may have more money. Then he want to increase the price of the honeycomb. That is why, no, I will not sell. No, I will give $2. No, $3. In this way, he increased more and more price. Then it will reach up to 1,000. Then I will give 1,000 pieces of money to you. Please give the fresh honey with the honeycombs to me. At that time, he says to this man, are you crazy? Are you crazy? This honeycomb, honeycomb is worth only about, for example, half of the money. But you give 1,000 monies for this honeycomb. Are you crazy? No, I know this is not so valuable, but we have to do something. That is why I am giving 1,000 pieces of money for this honeycomb. Please help me. At the time, what is the reason? Tomorrow we invite the Vipassi Buddha and Bhikkhu Sanghas to our offering ceremony. Then we provide everything, whatever necessary, but we couldn't find only fresh honey. That is why I'm buying the fresh honey from you. Or at the time when he have this news, oh, then can I participate in this offering ceremony? Then I will not sell this honey with the money. If you allow me to participate in this offering ceremony, if you share your merits with me, then I will give this honey without money. Then they also discuss with the citizen. Oh, if his faith is very strong, okay, no problem. He can join in this donation ceremony. Then he also join in this donation ceremony by offering his honeycomb, fresh honey. Is it? Then they provide the golden cup, golden bowls. Then they also put the honey, fresh honey there. Then when they make the honey from this honeycomb, then using this honey, they also cook the milk honey rice. Is it? Milk honey rice. Then it is enough for all Bhikkhu Sangha, 68,000 Bhikkhu Sangha, together with the Buddha. Is it? Why? Here commentary mention, you should not think only just one honeycomb, how it will be enough for all 68,000 Bhikkhu in Buddha. This is, the scope of the Buddha, domain of the Buddha, Buddha Visaya. It is Buddha Visaya, the scope of the Buddha is unthinkable. Ajayinteya. Buddha Visaya, Ajayinteya, the scope of the Buddha is unthinkable. Jhana Visaya, Ajayinteya, the scope of the psychic power or jhana is unthinkable. Loka Visaya, Ajayinteya, the scope of world is unthinkable. Then karma Visaya, Ajayinteya, the scope of karma and its result is unthinkable. Because of his powerful faith, Sada, then it is enough for all Bhikkhu Sanghas and Buddha, although it is only one. It is unthinkable. If someone think about why such kinds of karma produce such kinds of result, why this world is happening like this, why the Buddha is very powerful, such, is it? Then what will happen? Why is the abhignana, psychic power is very wonderful like this? If someone is thinking many times, then they will go crazy. They are, unthinkable. Don't think about this. Is it? This is also because of power of the Buddha, the scope of the Buddha. That is why, although it is only one fresh honey, one cup of fresh honey from one honeycomb, but it is enough for all Bhikkhu Sanghas here. Then he also offered this honey milk rice to the Buddha and Bhikkhu Sangha happily together with the citizen from the city. Because of this kusala, then what happened? After passing away, he was reborn in Devaram as Deva for a long time. Then in one time, after passing away from Devarams, then he was born as prince in royal family in Varanasi country. Is it? Then he became prince in royal family. Then when his father passed away, then he became a king in this Varanasi country. When he became a king in this Varanasi country, then he is powerful country. That is why then he want to take over the small country. Is it? Then one day he went to this small countries to take over with his army. At that time, the citizen also closed their gate, 4 gate of the city. Then they announced, they sent message to them. You want to fight with that, or you will give your country without fighting? You can choose whatever you prefer. Then small country, the people from the country, they said, we don't like both. Okay, we don't want to fight with you. Also, we don't want to give our country to you. Oh, they answered like this. At that time, what happened? They also got the country gate, 4 very big gate, 4 countries gate with his soldiers. What happened? When they got with their soldier, when they block the country's gate, 4 gate of the country with their soldier, then people from the cities cannot go outside of their city from the main door, 4 main door. But they still can go from small door, then to find the fire or some food to do the business, etc. They still can survive by doing so. Is it? Then it takes for 7 years, 7 months and 7 days. Or 7 years and 7 months, sorry. 7 years and 7 months. They block the country's gate for 7 years and 7 months. That time they survive by doing their business from the small hole, small door like this. Is it? This is the karma. At that time, he closed these countries for 7 years and 7 months. At that time, his mother asked, what my son is doing there for 7 years and 7 months? He blocked the country, 4 gate of the main gate of 4 main gate of the countries for 7 years and 7 months. But he still cannot over. At that time, his mother advised, oh, my son is very stupid. Then if he block the 4 main gate, they will go outside of the country from the small door. He should close all small door also, including small door also. Then at that time, according to his mother's suggestion, then the king also asked his soldiers to close all door of the country, small door also. At that time, the people cannot go out of the country. Even they cannot find the firewood, food from the forest, etc. Then after 7 days, 7 days, then what happened? They cannot bear with this condition. Oh, then we are going to die without the food here. Then at that time, the people from the cities killed their own king. And then they gave their countries to the king, Varanasi king. Is it? Varanasi kings took over this country with his mother's advice, his mother's suggestion. 7 days, they closed the whole door, the whole country with the small, including the small door. His mother suggests, is it? Okay, because of this reason, okay, he became king in this country. He is very greedy at that time. Then when they passed away, what happened? He fell into Owizi hell. Then he experienced a lot of suffering in Owizi hell for a long time. According to commentary says, the earth become higher. The earth higher, they become height about 1 yojana, about 10 miles. Then he is experiencing suffering in Owizi hell, like this. After experiencing many suffering in the Owizi hell, then he escaped from this Owizi hell. His mother also the same. Is it? Then what will happen? What will happen is his mother became Sopawasa, the prince from Kolia country. Then he also took his Padisandi in his mother's womb. What will happen? 7 years, 7 months. After 7 years and 7 months, nearly giving birth, but cannot give birth for 7 days. Then crosses the mouth of his mother's womb without coming out from his mother's womb. Then his mother also feel very suffering, is it? Even she thought she is going to die, like this. 7 days. Why? She suggested his sons to close all doors. Then, because of this akusala karma, is it? Because of this akusala karma, then Sivali stayed in his mother's womb for 7 years, 7 months, and 7 days. His mother also the same. His mother advised his sons to close all doors, especially including the small door, for 7 days. That is why the last 7 days she was suffering seriously. Even she thought she is going to die. Is it? Because of the result of this akusala karma. But when he also fulfilled the 10 parami for a long time, that is why now when he became human being, after 7 days of his birth, he ordained and he became Arahanta. When he became Arahanta, then he is the foremost one in those who have gained among the Buddha's disciples. Like this. Is it? This is the past story of Venerable Sivali. Venerable Sivali. Is it? Just now this one is okay. Although he experienced such kinds of suffering in mother's womb, but now he has already realized Nibbana. He stay peacefully having realized Nibbana. The Buddha says with this stanza. This stanza is only just the same explanation, is it? The same explanation here. Okay, this is the story of Venerable Sivali, in the realm of samsara. Although they are fulfilling the 10 paramis to become arahanta, to realize nibbana. Sometimes they also do kusala, sometimes they also do akusala. Is it? Then what happened? Then because of kusala karma, then they also experience good things. Because of akusala karma, they also experience many bad things. Even in the last life. This is his last life. He will become arahanta in this very life, but he experienced this suffering together with his mother. Is it? Together with his mother. Then, when he became arahanta because of his kusala karma, then he also became arahanta. He also obtained a lot of gain in the Buddha's dispensation. Because of, Venerable Sivali, when he became arahanta, he wanted to test he wanted to test his punya. Then he approached the Buddha and Bhante, please give 500 bhikkhus to me, I will support them. Then the Buddha also gave 500 bhikkhus together with to the Sivali. Then Sivali brought these 500 bhikkhus to the Himalaya forest, no village, only just very thick forest. Then when Sivali came to this forest, many Deva, Deva from the banyan tree, they also offer all necessary requisites to 500 bhikkhus with their punya of Venerable Sivali. Then in this way he tests 8 times. This is the 8th time in the Venerable Rivata's forest. Venerable Rivata's forest. Many bhikkhus and got reliant on Venerable Sivali's merit. This is his punya. Then when the Buddha went to Rivata's forest monastery also, they rely on Sivali's punya. That is why when many bhikkhus sangha saw Sivali's punya, they asked his past karma, why he has such kinds of gain here, why he experienced such kinds of suffering, if he will become arahanta in this very life, etc. Then the Buddha explained his past karma in this way. By knowing the Venerable Sivali's story, then if you don't want to experience the suffering like Venerable Sivali, may you be able to avoid doing agusala. If you want to experience only good things in the realm of samsara, then trying to accumulate kusala only, then may you be able to practice to attain nibbana. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Idhame punya asawakaya Wahan hotu idhame punya Nibbānassa Peccayo hotu Amma punya bhagan Sabba sadhana Bhajemi Te sabbe Me sama Punya bhagan Labandu Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.